He can hoop. We know he got the skill set.
Hey, let's start with Embiid, man.
On the Raptors, he started off as just a defensive player.
Played like trash last night.
Hakeem is the best.
I'm not mad at that.
Take the next step.
I thought you was talking about today, play.
How far are we going back to like the 80s? Straight shooters is back.
All right, and we back. And one thing I want to get into right now is over the last couple weeks, I've been seeing that you been having some smoke for LeBron, and I want to know where that's coming from.
Man, just a little bit of smoke, man.
Nah, it's more than a little bit. It's more than a little bit. It's been like the last 2 weeks. You putting about 2 or 3 posts up. That's not, I mean, dissing him just a little bit. Not nothing crazy, but just a little bit. I want to know where all this smoke coming from.
Well, it all really stems from this we done with the 90s stuff that's been going on for the last few weeks.
Right, that's popping right now.
Yeah, the LeBron fans, the ones that really love him, are eating it up. And they're taking this as an opportunity to really like diss Jordan and all his contemporaries that played with him.
Yeah, and it's kind of annoying.
It's very annoying.
It's fun and annoying at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, the banter, the back and forth is fun, but it's just all right, cool. You know how social media is. Some things, it pop off and then it go away within like a couple days or a week.
This has been going on for a minute now.
This is going on like almost a month now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now I'm about to fire some shots back.
All right, but I want to know why though. Besides the fans though, because you're not one of these dudes that's hating on him. You're not a guy that's saying, "Yo, he can't play in the '90s or the '80s because it's too physical." And you used to be a LeBron guy,
Right?
So that's why I want to understand like where it's coming from. Because he in year 21. I mean, 39 years old. He just, doing his thing.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, I don't feel like every little accomplishment that he keeps piling on, like as he's got the 40K, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a thing of longevity. Like obviously, the more he keeps playing and he's still playing at a high level, he's going to keep accumulating these numbers. But the most important thing to me is winning the championships.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say on a side note, as far as the running up the stats, is that the difference is we've had other guys that played 20 years or close to it,
right?
But nowhere near the level that he's playing at. It's so bad right now. They actually think he's juicing, which I don't think that's the case. But
yeah, I don't think he's juicing either, and I really hope it's not.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I'm definitely giving him the benefit of the doubt just because this has been him from day one. He's always
taking care of his body, so he's always in shape. So I give him the benefit of the doubt, and I try to ignore those allegations, whatever rumors.
Right.
But as far as LeBron, being at this high level still, I mean, that's a part of it. And
it's very impressive.
It is very impressive. But like you said, he's made it his mission to take care of his body so well. And then also the game has softened up a lot throughout the years, throughout his tenure. So,
but 39 is 39, and he's still doing it. Like he's still dunking on people, outrunning 20-year-olds, guys in their 20s.
That's true.
He's still killing. And I guess that's why.
But as impressive as it is, it's not leading to winning the way it used to. The impact is lessening.
Oh yeah, not at all.
Yeah. So like I said, it just looks good in the box score at the end of the games. But did the Lakers win or did they lose? Not more often than not, but the record is showing that they losing pretty much.
But given his age and all the miles that he got on his body just from all the seasons, the postseason.
Well, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, but I mean, do you give him the benefit of the doubt? Because we know that Anthony Davis is supposed to be the guy leading.
He's supposed to be the guy.
And he's actually overexerting himself still to get stuff done. And he's actually doing it, though. That's the thing. He's able to do it, even though we know he shouldn't even be doing it.
That's true. So, like I said, you can't have it both ways. I mean, as well as he's playing, like I said, the impact on winning is low. Like, so he might put up a 40-point game and it looked good and we're all impressed. And then they lose to like a mediocre team. It's not like if he was losing to Boston or
Denver
or somebody like that. He'll put up a great game, lose to a mediocre squad, but people are still acting like, oh, that's the greatest thing.
But I feel like that's one of the things about his whole career. He's always had teammates that just don't come through. Like, it's been part of the season, especially around the trade deadline, where D'Lo, Reeves, definitely Vando and Cam Reddish and them. It was just like, yo, what y'all doing? It's just like all of y'all are expendable right now. And it's like he throughout his whole career, he's had teams where it's just like he's giving it his all, whatever he got in the tank, and it's just like nobody coming along for the ride with him.
I mean, sometimes he's had that, but he's also tried to build his own teams too. So
true.
I mean, he asked for these players.
Yeah.
And then he get them, and then they don't produce, and then he want to blame them when he kind of orchestrated them getting there.
I mean, it's kind of, I guess, just the pressure of playing next to LeBron is a real thing. Because look at somebody like Beasley that's on the Bucks right now. He couldn't hit a shot last year,
right,
with the Lakers, and now I think he the best catch and shoot guy, probably right behind Grayson Allen. They the top two or something like that.
He's a real solid
so it's just like
player for their team.
Can you blame LeBron for that?
I can't blame LeBron for that, but the player is still the player. Like why was it different when he was with LeBron and not? Is the pressure really that great?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's like that for all of the guys that's on that caliber. Like playing with Kobe is different than playing with somebody else.
I mean,
playing with LeBron, Mike, these type of guys.
But LeBron's supposed to be that guy that makes your job easier. That's how he comes across as the way his play style is. Because he tries to be the point guard.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be making you better. But why do the players play worse then?
I mean, if he orchestrating everything, because he got his IQ and his cerebral, how he.
Oh yeah, it's off the charts.
Yeah, so he's shifting the defense where they need to go, putting everybody in place, putting you in your spot. He's so. You know what I mean? Cerebral, like he know like over there, this is where you shoot the highest percentage from. I'm gonna make sure you get a wide open shot there. Right. He do all that, and then you get the ball and you missing.
Right.
But last year before you came to the team, you were shooting like 40% from three there. But now you shooting sub 30%.
Listen, everything ain't his fault, but at the same time, that's the weight of being a great player. You take all the faults on your shoulders.
Yeah, but see, this is where I'm trying to understand where the smoke coming from, because he don't get no leeway for being 39.
He do
for winning. I mean, it's so impressive because he's still putting up the stats. But what older player in years 17, 18, 19, 20 really had that kind of impact on winning?
I mean,
I can't think of one.
Not the impact that he has, but that's the whole point of it, though. The whole point of it is there's almost like no, I ain't gonna say no impact, but it's just not as great. We know what he's chasing. We know he's chasing championships, and we know
chasing the real goat.
True, and we just know that whatever he's doing is not gonna be enough. And like I said, just now it's just to the point of, I mean, I know he's trying to win, but it just looked like I'm gonna accumulate as many points, rebounds, and assists as I can before I leave out, because I don't really think I got it in me or my teammates. I can't even uplift my teammates enough no more to actually win anymore. So now I'm gonna just stick around as long as possible.
I think it's like
to make all my accumulative stats just be out of reach, so that if anybody doubted that I was the GOAT, they'll look at those numbers and be like, well, who could do that?
But the fact that he's still able to do that, I think it's like a double-edged
like sword.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, because I'm going out here balling out. It's not like he's going out here like, I'm putting up these stats and I'm trying to lose. Yeah. But it's just like, I'm putting up these stats because I'm trying to win. But if I don't win, at least I'm still accumulating my stats.
All right, let me give you an example of what it reminds me of. It reminds me of when Russ Booker was getting his triple doubles.
I don't think
it's like win lose
stat pad.
Because it's win lose or draw. I'm gonna look good because my stats look good, and I think that's where LeBron is at.
When you go back and look at that Thunder team, though, how they was built, was him getting on triple doubles beneficial to the team? Probably not all the time grabbing the rebounds where Steven Adams down there. You could be going out for outlet pass and get down the floor quicker if you catching the ball near half court than just running from random room. True. But a lot of the times it's like, that's like he needed to do that.
Obviously, you think about that player that can do all of that versus when they're there and when they're not. Obviously, the win is going to be different. Because if he's not there, then who else is doing it? You know what I'm saying? Right. Who else is giving that production?
Right.
So it, like I said, the stats look good on paper, and when he wins, it looks even better. If they lose, it looks like, oh well, I did my job anyways, because I'm still great.
So you think
But that ain't the smoke that I really have for him. I don't have smoke for his performances and stuff. The smoke is the fan base and how they try to make the perception of him even greater than what it really is at this point.
I mean, what you mean by that? Because
they'll make it still seem like if the Lakers get in the play and they still make it seem like they a threat, like they really a threat to win the championship, and we know they not. It's not like
LeBron
that.
There.
Yeah, it's not like that no more.
I don't think he's like that no more.
He not like that, and even if AD play well, they still not like that. It's just is what it is. It's time for the younger players in their prime to really take over the league, and that's what Jokic and like maybe Giannis.
Saying this about a guy that made it to the conference finals last year. Nobody thought they would get there last year. They got D'Lo late in the season. They were still struggling, and he still almost made it to the finals.
And they took out Steph and them, which is another aging team, which is another aging star. And
so they both age and they even.
Yeah, that's true. So it's not like he overcame like a younger dude in his prime. You know what I'm saying?
But
like it ain't. That's why he didn't overcome Jokic. That's why they got swept.
Well, Jokic was just the best player, and they was just the best team last year.
True,
because he's not the best player. That's what I'm saying. It's like we know he's not that LeBron. That's just the clear cut best player. He's nowhere near the best player in the league right now. Right. So if we know that, then why are we expecting him to still have that much effect on winning ball games? Like he's still like 32 or something like that.
That's the problem. I don't. But the way other people talk make it seem like he's still at that level.
Yeah, he's not. And I think they know.
And
just like.
And this is the thing: the more he breaks milestones, and the more he pushes those accumulative stats ahead, it makes him seem like he's still that. And the more he averages around like 25, 7-7, like which is still close to his career averages, it still seems like he like that. So the people that's already his fan base are still gonna pump it up like he's still like that, even though we know what we seeing. We know he don't have that.
Let me ask you: you don't like the way that he running up stats because for himself and for his fan base is still pushing the threat towards taking over Michael Jordan as the GOAT?
I mean, I don't like that, but that's not. You try to pin me in the corner right there.
Now I'm just really asking
because I mean, like I said, I don't like the fact that every little thing that he does now is like supposedly further solidifying his GOAT status that he ain't even got.
But if he doing stuff that we never seen a 39-year-old, a player in year 21, and it's productive, whether it got an effect on winning or not, but still being efficient. He's actually still improving in year 21. He's shooting the best from.
He's not improving. He's just having a good shooting year.
That's improvement though, because it's not like he not shooting them at a high enough volume.
No, improvement is when you do something over time and it gets better and it stays better. That's improvement. We know this is just maybe a blip where he's up this year.
I gotta give it to him. He improved this 3-point shooting. I give him that this year.
I don't give him that. He's still the same 3-point shooter. Because if you just go by whatever his percentages is, you'll be like, well, he a better 3-point shooter than Clay.
I know, we know that's not true.
All right.
I didn't see, but see, that's what I'm saying. I'm only comparing him to himself. I'm not saying like, yo, because he's shooting like this, he's better than the next man. I'm just saying compared to what he used to do, he has improved on his 3-point shooting. In year 21, but like how
he didn't. He's just having a good 3-point shooting.
Who else has done that? And it's like
what, just out of the blue have a good shooting year?
And where we think he should be retired right now.
I mean, he probably should retire.
And I think that's what it is. He is still so. The Bron fans and people still get so hyped about what he's doing because he's still doing stuff we never seen. He's the only player with 40,000 points. We've never seen that.
That's true.
Just like I said, being this old, still being able to just ball out like this, still doing chase downs, still dunking here and there. You could tell he lost a step. You could tell he's not athletic as he used to be. But it's just like, damn, like, is he still better than like 85% of the league or more? Maybe 90% of the league he's still better than.
Yeah, he is.
In year 21, you can't say that about Vince Carter or nobody else that played, or Robert Parrish, dudes that played 20 years.
And I could play devil's advocate to that and say that the league is softer now, so these dudes just not as good.
I mean, soft, or I think the mentality soft. I don't think it's so spaced out. If the game really that much spaced out, can it even be as physical if it's more people just not close to each other, not even in proximity with each other?
Right. So that's also allowing him to persist longer with the production.
But that's not a soft thing. That's just guys so much better at shooting that like the lane not cluttered.
No, I ain't. When I said the league is soft, I didn't mean each individual player necessarily.
Okay. I know what you mean.
Even though there are some soft players.
Yeah, no,
no doubt.
I agree that I just don't think it's soft as people make it out to be. It's not as.
I think it's
not
soft
as
in
gritty as the 80s and 90s or early 2000s. And I think a lot of that come from the just being competitive, like real competitive.
Yeah, but also back then, like you said, the spacing is different now. So you're not getting tagged as much. You're not getting hit as much.
But that's not a him thing.
That's not a him thing. That's the league. That's why I said the league is softer. The league itself is softer. The rules make it softer, and the strategies make it softer. That means if I don't got to take as much punishment, I can endure longer. So it's like think about in football with running backs. They say running backs have a short lifespan of their career because they taking all those hits going through the line. Right. So think about a running back that never gets hit. How long can he play? He could play a long time compared to a running back that's smash mouth, always running up the middle, getting hit all the time.
Yeah, true. So, but what if it's like that? He able to not get hit as much because the blocking is just so much better. They come up with a strategy for blocking. That's not a him thing. He just taking advantage of it because it's like.
I mean, that also plays into it too. I get what you're saying, but that's just another added effect. You get what I'm saying? That's like another accessory that adds on to the fact that could also prolong the career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I get what you're saying. But it's just like the league is the league. LeBron just able to it's everything is so impressive because he's able to still do it.
Right. But what we're gonna see in these years coming up and when LeBron do eventually retire is we'll see like Steph play longer than what the typical guard would play, and KD play longer.
Shooters. I feel like that's gonna happen anyway with great shooters.
But I think that's gonna happen even as the players that's like coming into their prime now, as long as they don't sustain any major injury. Any player that doesn't sustain a major injury is gonna be longer than yesteryear's player. Like yesteryear's players are usually burnt out by the time they're 34, 35. They're done.
Yeah.
And so the players now will be pushing that more towards that 40-year mark now, where LeBron is coming up on now.
I really think
LeBron,
that do with shooting though.
It do. I mean, shooting is a part of it because shooting is the strategy now too. That's the way the game is played. So
why should I be penalized as being soft because it's just like, yo?
I never said LeBron was soft. No, I'm just saying that he's able to keep up his production because that factors into it too. 1, he takes care of his body. 2, the game is softer. 3, he's taking more threes now than ever because you did bring that part up.
Right.
Like, so he's not even driving to the lane as much as he used to even take a hit that he wasn't even really going to be taking as much in these days. You know what I'm saying? So it all plays a factor. Everything you do factors in, and all the way the game is all factors in. So he's going to have good production because it's kind of like the offense is there. The offense is there to be had for anybody. Especially if you're good like that. And he is good like that. So that's why I'm saying I can't disparage him for being good and then taking advantage of, it's easier. Everything is made easier for me to still put up stats. So as long as it is, I'm going to keep doing it as long as my body hold out. And his body can hold up because he take good care of it.
Yeah, but that's super impressive. Like I don't have no smoke.
That's super impressive, but those things at this point don't scream GOAT for me. Those things at this point in time is like what I said. My premise from the beginning. It's a stat padding thing. It's like, I could continue this train. I can keep this gravy train going because my stats look good. And the longer my stats look good, the better my case is. I could just keep writing stuff on my
That
resume.
might be true though, because he still got to put the ball in the basket. He still got to run up and down the floor. He still got to do all those things at 39. So
right.
when you stat pad and you younger, that's different. But nah, I mean, now like being 39 years old, I think the more he do accumulate his stats, it do add to his legacy as far as the GOAT debate.
For me, it adds in his legacy in smaller increments than if he was all of a sudden win the chip this year. Let's just say that hypothetically. Now that'd be
crazy.
A big boost to his legacy. That would be like, I might reconsider him being the GOAT. He might jump those two or three people that's in between him and MJ, and I would be sitting down, lining it up, being like, well, damn, does this make him better than MJ over as a legacy at this point?
I see when it comes to LeBron and MJ, I guess is what you value in your players. Cause I think I got MJ as my GOAT because I'm just looking at it like, okay, you got a guy that LeBron been chasing Michael Jordan's 13-year Bulls career. We know he played 15 years because of the 2 years in Washington, but he built his legacy with the Bulls in 13 years.
Yeah.
And then once LeBron got to like 15, 16, and he's still playing catch up, I'm like, all right, you can't be the GOAT now. But that's because that's what I value. I think the guy that can accumulate all that in a shorter amount of time is the GOAT. But if somebody value that differently to me, like, no, the guy that could just keep going and going and going, he better than the guy that burnt out. Like, some people can think like that.
Yeah, well, if that's your criteria and you stick to it, then I don't really have an argument against that.
Right.
But it only becomes an argument when I compare another player to another player for you, and then you come up with something different. But it's like, wait, you didn't hold that against LeBron, or you didn't put that for LeBron.
Yeah,
or
that happened a lot with LeBron fans.
When we do different players,
then Mike fans too. It happens with everybody. Kobe fans, anybody that got.
But for me, just as long as you really stick to your criteria, you lay out all the things you value and have them in order from greatest to least, and you stick to it with every player, I'm cool with it. So that person that might value the longevity of great production plus all the accolades in between, no matter how many it come out to be, if that's his criteria and his GOAT list line up with that and makes sense, I really don't have no smoke for that person.
That's fair. That's how it should be too. That's fair. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion,
right,
you just don't like how what he's doing now is pushing his case to be the GOAT even further for a lot of people. Because
for the annoying LeBron fans,
they are annoying, but it's just to the point where
because nobody downplays LeBron's competition, so why downplay somebody else's competition? They can't help the people they had to play against. You play against the people that's in front of you.
Yeah. That's why. That's why it's a difference between better and greater, or having a better legacy or being more skilled. Like we had the Magic Johnson and LeBron debate. Like, LeBron is better than Magic Johnson. He's Magic Johnson 2.0. You put both of them on the court together, then Magic Johnson can cook. But if you talk about what they did in their eras and the legacy they laid out, then that's where you got an argument for Magic Johnson. Now, I think LeBron better than Magic Johnson too, but I can understand why somebody would, compare the two.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I'm just to the point where my final statement is I'm just to the point where I'm just going to enjoy it until it's over now. Because, like, when we look out one day and LeBron not in the league, it's going to feel weird. And we just going to be like, damn. And we're going to really think about, like, everything he did and how he did it. And I think we're going to appreciate it a little more. So I'm just watching, just cheering on. Just, like, keep going. I just want to see what you could do. Can you
see where it go?
I just want to see where it go. Can you get to 45,000 points? Can you get, like, 45,000? 14,000 and 14, something crazy like that.
Yeah. Can he?
I'm just enjoying the rest of the ride. We on the last stretch of the race.
Yeah, we in the final stretch of his last lap,
and I just want to see where it go.
Right.
Yeah.